If you've got any kind of broken electric scooter, this video is for you. You're probably asking yourself right now, how do I even get this fixed? Is the repair gonna cost more than the scooter? How do I find a good scooter mechanic? Can I take it to a bike shop? I'm gonna take you through your options from quick fixes to warranty claims, the two best solutions for flat tires, and some warranty secrets you should know about. Before you drag your scooter out to the curb or call a random bicycle shop, watch this video first. Let's start with the fast and easy stuff. So usually when a scooter won't turn on or won't go, you jump to the conclusion that it's something big or expensive like a controller or a battery. But more often than not, the scooter's just trying to protect itself or you. And that usually means an easy fix. So let's start off with some newbie mistakes. First one is the brake switch trap. And this one is where you turn the scooter on and it comes on fine, but then you apply the throttle and it won't go. One of the most common causes we see for that problem is that the brake light switch is stuck on. The scooter won't let you throttle and brake at the same time, so if it detects that the brake lever is being pulled, even when it's really not, then it's not gonna let you throttle and the scooter is not gonna go. Things to look for in that case are a brake light that's stuck on, so look for no brake light response at all, or a brake light that blinks and stays blinking, or a brake light that stays bright, and you're gonna see no throttle response. But then if we were able to adjust that brake light switch or unplug the brake cable in some cases, you'll see that then the throttle comes back to life. Not all scooters let you unplug the brake light switch to diagnose things, and it's not really the safest thing anyway because it leaves your brake light not working, but it's a great diagnostic tool for some scooters. So watch for bright lights or blinking lights, and if you've got that and a throttle that doesn't work, look at your brake light switch. This next one seems too dumb to be a real thing, but it has caught me out before, so I'm gonna share it. Zero start. So you're used to having your scooter where you hit the throttle and it just goes, but then one day it doesn't. And this can happen if you update your app, if you loan it to a friend. Sometimes zero start gets turned off. So give it a kick and try the throttle and see if that's what's going on. Or get into the app or push the right buttons and see if zero start comes back. The third one is the charger check, and I've seen several scooters do this. Some new scooters, some Segways, some Cabo scooters will go to sleep to protect the battery and won't wake up no matter how many times you push the power button. In those cases, you have to plug the charger into the wall, plug the charger into the scooter, wait a few seconds, unplug it, and the scooter will come back to life. And that brings us to another good point. If you're trying to turn your scooter on and it's plugged in, that's probably why it won't turn on, because scooters generally don't like to turn on when they're plugged in. So make sure you unplug it first. And of course, no scooter will turn on when its battery is fully discharged. So let's cover some charging basics. Always plug your charger into the wall first, not into the scooter. And then once it's plugged in, make sure that the light turns green. And then when you plug it into the scooter, it should switch from green to red. If the light on the charger stays green when you plug it in, it's not charging. So the scooter is either fully charged or you've got a bad battery or a bad charger. If you've got a charging brick that has an LED on it, but it won't light up no matter what you do, well, the bad news is you need a new charger, but the good news is your scooter and your battery are probably okay. Before you go and order a brand new charger, do check that the outlet is actually working. Find a piece of electronics that's easy to plug in and reliable to check the outlet. Works. If none of the above things have worked yet, let's try to reset your scooter. Now, I've seen popular videos that claim that there is a reset switch somewhere in the scooter. I've tested 200 scooters, maybe more. I've never found a reset switch on any electric scooter. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong here. I've also seen suggestions that you hold the throttle and the power button at the same time to do a hard reset. Also pretty uncommon to find something like that. I'm gonna assume that you've power cycled the scooter a couple times, turned it all the way on, all the way off a couple of times to try to reset it. If it's not working, it's a great place to start. But if that doesn't work, the next step is to try a harder reset. Now, the first place to look here is on the interface of the scooter or in the app to see if there's a place where you can return the scooter to its factory specs. It's one of the things I like about the VMAX scooters is it's right in the menu, it's on the scooter, you don't need the app, and no matter how many settings I change, I know I can always find my way home by doing a factory reset. For some scooters, it's in the dash, for some it's in the app, and some it's in both. The next level of hard reset involves a little bit of disassembly. You're gonna go back to when you first got your scooter and remember that you attached the dash to the stem. You're gonna undo those bolts, unplug that cable, wait about 10 seconds, and plug it back in. Sometimes that can help reset the dash if things get stuck. Now, if you wanna go a little bit deeper, you can do the hardest of hard resets, and this is not recommended. This usually also doesn't work, and that's to go inside the deck and disconnect the battery. Be careful when you plug it back in. It's not unusual to get a spark. Moving on to what to do if you get an error code. But first, if you have any other scooter reset tips, leave them down in the comments for the other riders. Error codes feel like the enemy. It's staring you in the face, it's giving you some error code, you just wish it would go away. But error codes are really there to help. So take a picture, write it down, get on Gemini, Google, wherever you search, and see if you can find some clues. It's gonna tell you the general region of the scooter to look for. For example, if you get a throttle error, best thing to do is go look at the cable for the throttle, open it up, look for bent pins, plug it back in, and see if it goes away. But in the worst case, it's gonna give you a head start if you do need to reach out to customer service. Let's move on to one of the most common problems with electric scooters, and that's flat tires. A lot of companies offer self-sealing tires, and they sometimes seal and sometimes they turn a fast leak into a slow leak. But for me, the one thing that's worked every time I've tried it is using an aftermarket sealant with a tubeless tire. Now, all VMAX scooters come with tubeless tires. If you've got tubeless and a bottle of sealant, you've got a winning combination. I'm not sponsored in any way by Armadillos, but this is the brand that I've used the most. I've used it on my scooters, I've used it in my car, and it's worked every single time. It's easy to use, and despite the fact that I've got a wheel in my hand, you don't have to take the wheel off of the scooter in order to add sealant. I'll show you how it's done. You take off the valve stem cap, set it aside. It comes with a little tool. Then you take out the valve core, and that's really easy. Now you can put in the sealant. So you take your sealant, whatever brand you choose, open it, snip off the end, squeeze in about half a bottle, put the valve stem core back in the tire, tighten that down with the tool they gave you. You give it a couple spins to distribute the sealant around the inside surface of the tire, and then air it up, and you're good to go. Again, unlike my demo wheel here, the wheel never needs to come off the scooter. What if you need to fix your scooter right now? You don't have time to order sealant, maybe your local parts store doesn't have any. Every automotive parts store in the country and many gas stations are gonna have a tire plug kit that looks like this. If you've got tubeless tires like we do on the VMAX scooters, you're in luck. You pull out whatever has punctured your tire, round out the hole with this tool right here, use this other tool to put the plug into the tire, air up your tire, and you're good to go. Now, these are all considered temporary fixes, the Armadillos, the tire plugs, but I've got plugs in my car tire that have been in there for thousands of miles. I tend to treat these repairs as permanent. What if you have tires that use tubes? Well, Armadillos doesn't work as well on tubed tires. You definitely can't use a plug kit like this one. So your best choice there is to get out the wrenches, take the wheel off, and replace the tube like you would on a bicycle. If you need to replace a tube or a tire on an electric scooter, it's actually not that easy, even if you're kind of handy. So you may need to find a scooter repair or bicycle repair shop. Definitely call first, especially bike shops, because not all of them will work on scooters. A great resource if you're looking for excellent scooter repair shops is to check out the VMAX website. We've got a list of all of our repair partners, and they'll also work on most other electric scooters as well. But again, call first to find out if they work on your particular brand of scooter. Another kind of unusual solution to flat tires is if you go on the company's website and see if they have a tire and wheel combo. Now, this isn't gonna work on your drive wheel most of the time because motors are expensive, but if you've got a flat on a front wheel or on a rear wheel that doesn't have the motor in it, sometimes you can buy the whole wheel with a tire already installed and just bolt it on and you're done. When you compare that to the price of buying a tire plus paying somebody to put it on, it can work out. Let's talk about some good stuff like warranties. Now, tire punctures aren't covered by any scooter warranty, just like they aren't covered if you buy a brand new car. But if you've got a mechanical failure and you have a good warranty, you're in luck. So let's explore what's the best approach for a scooter under warranty and some secrets that you should know before buying. Something I learned in the process of making this video, which surprised me, was that for some brands of scooters, if you bought it used, even if it's only 2-3 weeks old, you might have 0 warranty. Now, the best scooter companies, VMAX, Segway, New, Apollo, they all have transferable warranties, but not all of them do. I looked this one up and I'll put up some screenshots here. Cabo, InMotion, Kukirin, and Highboy, maybe others, don't transfer the warranties. If you bought one of those secondhand, you've got no warranty. If you're thinking about buying a scooter, it's gonna affect your resale value, the fact that that scooter will no longer have warranty even if you sell it a few weeks after you bought it. Of course, VMAX scooters have a full 24-month warranty. It is fully transferable, but with any scooter, be sure to keep your receipt so you can document when the scooter warranty started, and you can pass it along to the new owner if you ever sell it. The scooters that have the transferable warranties also tend to have better warranties. If you look at the 2-year warranty on the Kukirin, the battery's only covered for 6 months. Let's talk about making making an actual warranty claim for your scooter. When something goes wrong, your first reaction might be to reach for the phone, but really the best way to reach out is through the company's website and get some photos, get some videos, and just upload the information all at once. What that does, it puts a timestamp to document when your case occurred. You've got all the information right there. It logs a ticket in the company's system, and it won't go away until your situation is resolved. The company will usually email you back right away to let you know they've received your communication, and then get back to you within a business day about next steps. Usually the fastest solution, if you need parts, is that they're gonna send you the parts and you'll install the parts yourself. And that might feel like extra work, but if you think about it, it's way, way faster than packing the scooter up and shipping it back and then worrying about, where your scooter is or shipping damage that could happen in either direction. Also, it might feel faster to want to take it to a local shop and drop it off right away, but the local shop's gonna have to wait for parts anyway. So you always wanna reach out to the manufacturer first, and if they direct you to a local repair partner, you wanna reach out to them too and let them know you're coming. And worst comes to absolute worst, keep your box, because there's nothing like trying to figure out how to ship a scooter somewhere when you don't have the box. No matter what your brand of scooter, you're not gonna be able to ship it wrapped in bubble wrap and tape. So how do you know when it is just time to give up and drag it out to the curb? Well, this is a problem that comes up when you have a scooter where there are no parts available, and the time to solve that is right before you buy the scooter. Any scooter you're thinking about buying, spend 10 minutes, go on the company's website and look for parts. Can you buy tires, controllers, batteries, a dashboard? If you can't buy those parts on the site for your scooter, don't buy the scooter. You're not going to be able to fix it. If they don't sell parts on their website, they probably don't have them available under warranty either, and you've bought a disposable scooter. Now, if you've already got a generic scooter and you don't know where to get parts, you can sort of gamble by going online and finding parts that look like they might fit, but it can be a waste of time, a waste of money, and you can end up gambling with your safety. Now, if you're super lucky, you've got a local scooter repair store, and maybe they work on your brand of scooter, but again, call ahead, because not all scooter shops work on all scooters. The reason they don't work on all scooters is because they can't get the parts either. And if you end up in that situation, you might end up doing what I did recently, which is putting a set of scooters out on the curb for kids to ride around as kick scooters. No matter what you do not throw an electric scooter away in the conventional trash. If you decide to not repair it and not give it away, you've got to recycle the battery. But of course, the best way to deal with repairs is just to not have very many failures. And that's a tough one, because the temptation to buy the cheapest scooter, it's a very strong pull. I'll leave you with 3 quick tips on how to avoid headaches when buying your next electric scooter. Do the parts challenge. Go on the company's website, spend 10 minutes looking for parts for your exact scooter, and make sure they've got them available in your country. Next, check for 2-year warranties. The best scooter companies have them and cover most of the parts for that 2-year duration. And finally, see if that warranty is transferable. That's going to help your resale value if you keep your scooter for less than 2 years. Even with the highest quality scooter, things are going to break eventually. And if you get it from a high quality scooter company, they're going to get you back on the road in days to maybe a couple weeks, not months to years. Let me know your best electric scooter tips down in the comments section. And if this video helped you avoid a trip to the repair shop, give it a thumbs up and tell me about it. I'd like to hear it. I'm Paul Somerville from VMAX. Ride safe, buy a good scooter, and don't forget to wear a helmet.